So now we have our button in place and we have our app installed. And so what I'm going to show you is how to put a page, an HTML page or a web page inside our application. You'll see that once I click this button, it'll take me to my app, and you will see that there is my Tumblr account placed right here inside the app. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so once we go to the timeline, we see the button. There it is. I'm going to show you another button just in case you want more than one button. I'm going to go back up to static HTML and do a search up here. Now I can add another app to my page, a second one. But instead of going to this install, it's going to know I already have one there. So I'm going to click the button here. Here it is. What page do I want to add it to? Oh, Derek Tunes. I'm going to add the page tab. So here it is. Here's the new app. It's in place. And I'm going to configure this page tab, this brand new one. So I'm going to click on Configure Page tab, just like we did before. I'm going to change the tab settings. I'm going to put a portfolio up here pretty soon. Here's my portfolio button. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to put portfolio. Oops. Portfolio. And once I save it, you can see that by so doing, I can add another button. I think you can have as many as 10 buttons. And so if I go to my timeline, you can see I have that second button. And there it is. Oh, it looks like it took out the other one. It's okay, we'll just use this one. Okay, first of all, once we go to our app, we configure the tab. And now look, well, first of all, what you can do, we'll go through these three buttons right here. URL, we'll kind of go brush over the redirect really quick. We'll do image, and then HTML. So here we go. What we're going to do is put an actual URL, a website, in that little app. So if I go to URL, and I go and find a URL that I want to put there, and I got a few here. Here we go. I'm going to put this web page, this Tumblr, just like I showed you. Copy that, and when I put it here, and I hit save, so URL, the actual URL that I want to put in there, save settings. When I go to view my page tab, that website has been placed inside that iframe. Now I prepared that Tumblr account especially to be responsive because it has to fit within this window, which is about 810 pixels, but I always make my website 768 so I have a border around it, and I'm sure that I don't have to scroll sideways. So that's how you put a website right in the timeline. So if somebody wanted to, they go here, they see the news. Right now they see the portfolio button. You also will see it here. portfolio. You could either, your clients can either go to portfolio or they can see the button. And so when they go there, the URL is there. Now, the problem is recently Facebook made it so that the only time these buttons will work is if this website is on a secure server. In other words, if your site begins with https:// then it will work. Otherwise it won't. So I also have some here. We can go back to the settings now. Now that we don't have that configure page tab, we can always go up to this button right here, settings. And I prepared a site that has HTTPS, so you can see how that will work. You can copy that. I'm going to put that URL here. And when I save it, I go back to my view page Facebook tab. You can see that with the HTTPS, the buttons will now click. They do that for security purposes. Okay, so here's our little WordPress tool. You can see that now the entire thing works. So if you're going to put an e-commerce site back here, of course it's going to be on a HTTPS with a secure server, and you'll be able to actually use it then. Okay, so that's how you put a URL in that page tab. Okay, so let's explore something else. That's the URL setting. You can also hit a redirect, but this is highly not recommended by me because when you click on the redirect button, it will give the clients, the visitors, a warning that they're leaving Facebook, and that scares a lot of people. So let's just go on to the next one. You can also put an image. Notice it says it needs to be maximum size 810, but it could be 1200 pixels tall. Okay, so I'm going to select my image, my Facebook, and I'm just going to put a portfolio graphic in here. And there it is. And so I can hit save settings. And a lot of times you have to make sure to actually see it, then do it. So you want to make sure it actually saves it. You know what, it might be too big. Yes, it looks like the file I am attempting is larger than the permitted size. So I'll just go back, I'll reopen that. Yeah, they only allow a certain size, so we'll just reduce it a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to file, save for the web. It's way too big for them. Yeah, 550. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce the quality a little bit, just so that it'll go down to 200. Okay, that's good. Now it's going to be 278K. I'm going to save it. And so if for some reason it's not saving, it could be too wide, or the graphic might be way too big. Okay, so here we go. Change. Let me put it in here. Let's see if this works. Let's see if we save changes. Still gave me the warning, but that might be from the last time. Okay, so now that it was a good size, it went. So now if I go look at my page tab, now I have my portfolio here. There we go. So you can see when somebody goes to that site now, you see this portfolio button. see the portfolio. They click, and they go, and they see my graphics. So you can put graphics there. Some of the things you can do for your clients, you can put, let's say if they're a bakery, you could put pictures of their food. If they're a designer, you could have stuff that they created. If they trim pets, groom pets, you could have examples of that. You could put pictures of, for example, here's another idea that you can do. We go to settings. And I'm just going to change this graphic. And I'm going to put a coupon up instead. Okay, let me put my coupon. There we go. Now you'll see that there is a click for details. Let me save this, make sure it's not too big. Okay, I didn't get the warning. So if I go there now, I can see that there is a coupon. Now, anytime you put a graphic here, you probably want to put a call to action. And on this one, I put click here for details, but as you can see, if I click, nothing happens. So I can go here to my settings. So I'm always going back and forth to my settings. And look down here, link image to URL. So I can put, I don't know, oderig.com. So this means that when somebody clicks on that click for details, they will go to the website. So I'm going to hit save settings. And I view to Facebook. When we see the coupon finally, you'll see that it is now clickable. When you click for the details, it'll go to the site. Okay, so there you have it. You can put images, and you can make it so that when you click on the details or when you click on the image, it will take you to the site. So in other words, you can hyperlink that. Okay, so there it is. So you can put a whole website there. It'll work wonderful if it's on a HTTPS. You really want to avoid this redirect, scares people. And then you can put an image and anything you can think of, a menu, a photograph, a map to a party, or a map to the business, anything like that would be acceptable as long as it's small enough for it, be under 400K. That's what we had problems with before. Okay, the last thing here is you could put HTML. Okay, and as you can see, this is a total HTML editor. If I get rid of the source here, I have a WYSIWYG that allows me to format. I can do the size, I can do the font color, and you can see it's a total WYSIWYG editor. If you want, you can go to the source. You can put pictures up there. You can do hyperlinks. If you wanted to hyperlink C, you go up and you find the link. Where is the link? And you're probably sitting there saying, there it is, there it is. All right, there it is. And so I can put oderig.com. You could put a picture on as long as the picture is somewhere on the internet. For example, you can't upload a picture for that. So let's say I got this picture here. Let me copy this link location. And then if I go here, I can add a picture by putting the URL to the picture. So you have to host it on a web, somewhere on the server. And then once I hit Save Settings and go to the site, you can see that the HTML. So if you want to, instead of putting a graphic or an entire website there, if you really like doing coding, you can do your HTML and put a message in the HTML. Okay, if you have like a newsletter, and we're going to learn how to do this, I can grab this HTML and I will go to settings, go down to my HTML for my page. I'm going to go to source. Okay, we're on the source. It has to be the source. And you paste in your HTML, and you can put a newsletter, an HTML newsletter that your client created. Okay, so if I hit save settings, go to my view page tab. You can see that it's like a mini website that I coded right in the HTML option. Okay, so there it is. It's a little email blast for these guys. And so in other words, they could have an email campaign, and then you could put the latest email HTML in this area. And of course, these hyperlinks will work. And there it is. So in other words, what you can do those four things, but really three. You can put an entire website URL in there. You can do a redirect, but don't do that. You can put an image, and you can type the HTML right in there. And that is what these things do here.